of songs that express emotion as well as mental health. Emotions of fear, laughter, love, confusion, anger, grief, sadness, and joy. My name is Loretta Buell, and I'm a clinical supervisor at Community Counseling Center, and I will be guiding you along this journey. Please take a moment and silence your cell phones, and please refrain from flash photography. Mr. Dye also asks that you not record the concert, but rather sit in the moment and enjoy it. A professional recording will be made available by Kelly Summers. Our first piece is composed by Michael Orr, titled Apex Predator. In every ecosystem, an apex predator is a predator that exists at the very top of the food chain. Unlike some other predators, it is never preyed upon itself. Examples include polar bears, lions, crocodiles, and orcas. Apex predators are vital to the functioning of ecosystems, the regulation of disease, and the maintenance of biodiversity. Apex predator is a programmatic work inspired by these natural hunters. Put yourself in the emotions of the prey, the fear and thrill being hunted down by an apex predator. And this piece will also feature Cecilia Hall on flute. Now please welcome Mr. Dye to the stage as we open with Apex Predator. squirrel chase is a fast-paced gallop inspired by squirrels. A gallop is a lively dance in double meter names after the running gait of a horse and made popular in the 1800s. The composer writes, "One of my favorite things is to watch the squirrels run around my backyard. They are constantly on the move, no matter what time of the year, chasing each other and jumping around. The canopy of live oak branches high overhead becomes the squirrel's highway system, complete with merging lanes, tangled overpasses, and soaring ramps. Occasionally the squirrels will pause, but ever so briefly, and then they are back on the run. The squirrel may not be the apex predator of the forest, but is the king of comedy and of nuisance." Wagner might not be on everyone's Spotify playlist today, but you are used to hearing this classical symphony musical all the time. Do you remember Saturday morning cartoons? That's right, every time you saw Bugs Bunny shaving Elmer Fudd or Tom and Jerry fighting, you were submersed in classical music. Our next arrangement, Bugs Bunny's Greatest Hits, What's Up at the Symphony, features the Looney Tunes and classical music greatest hits including This Is It, William Tell Overture, The Barger of Seville, The Merry-Go-Round Broke Down, Liszt's Hungarian Rhapsody, Brahms' Hungarian Dance, The Ride of the Valkyrie, and Merrily We Roll Along. Please reminisce, laugh, and enjoy.
Thank you so much. Wasn't that a fun piece? Hopefully it brought... Yeah, we give them another round of applause. Very difficult piece also. They worked very hard on that. Well, usually I save my talking for the end, but I really don't want to break up the last three songs, and you're going to see that when we play them. So it's very special that we have all three of those together, so I'll sort of break up here in the middle of the concert. First of all, I just want to thank you all so much for coming out tonight and supporting these kids. They've worked so hard, not just on this music, but this entire year, starting all the way back in July, and really not finishing up for another couple weeks until they start mostly again in July. So let's just give them a big round of applause. They're so awesome. Absolutely. So a couple of announcements that I want to get through. First, business related, and then some really fun and exciting ones. First of all, for our Cedar Point trip on this Friday, we are departing at 7:30. So if the kids ride the bus, that's fine. They'll probably still get here with enough time, but we need to leave at 7:30, and they need to be in their summer uniforms, khaki shorts, and their Fiesta shirts. Next Monday, we are very excited for our music department banquet. That'll be at the End of Christian Church at 6 o'clock. We're going to serve dinner right at 6. And then followed by just a wonderful night of celebrating all their accomplishments this year. So really looking forward to that. If there's someone who didn't get the memo on that and they'd like to come, just let me know. We did order a little bit extra, but really need to know about that. Memorial Day parade's coming up here very soon. We are going to be marching in the Pierpont Memorial Day at 9 a.m., followed by Andover at 11. And last business item is that Disney payments the first one is due tomorrow. So if you have any questions or issues with that, let me know. We did plan that there might be some hiccups, so we could still get that in, but we really need them in by tomorrow. And then about 2 to 3 weeks after you make that first deposit, then we'll be able to credit your candy money and this calendar money also. So you got to make your deposit, and then 2 to 3 weeks will credit that. So now I would like to recognize that we're going to do a much better and grander job on Monday at our banquet, but our wonderful 5 seniors, and I'm just going to say the names and their instrument if they could stand up and be recognized. So first we have Caitlin Blanford on tenor saxophone. Senior Savannah Darty on clarinet. Senior Kaylee Gill on clarinet. Senior Grayson Shanks on clarinet. And Senior Brady Tish on trombone. We'll save the tears for Monday night, but they have done such tremendous work, and I'm so proud of all of them. And the band it would not be the same without their efforts. So we thank you so much for your service, and just going to miss you so much. So, now is the time of the program where we get to announce next year's marching band show. And you can hear a pin drop. So all the kids they just assumed that it was going to be a Disney show, of course, because we're going to Disney next year. And if they know Mr. Dye at all, they would know that he wouldn't make it that typical, right? So I'm super excited. I've been planning this show for several years now. And there's many songs with animals in the title. And so I thought, well, an animal show, that's sort of cool, but we're not just going to call it animals. So I'm super excited that next year's marching band show is going to be titled Born to be Wild. Born to be Wild. They didn't see that one coming. Of course, we'll be featuring Steppenwolf's classic rock song, Born to be Wild, followed by a little Sweaty Teddy, little Ted Nugent, Cat Scratch Fever. Oh, yeah, you're going to like that. Followed by Black Sabbath War Pigs. Followed by the 90s Foo Fighters, Little Monkey Wrench. And, of course, we're going to close off our show with one of the greatest rock songs of all time, Freebird by Leonard Skinner. Yeah. So that'll be next year's Born to be Wild show. We're super excited. Of course, we'll be having Disney music throughout, getting prepared for our trip, but super excited about the show. And the last thing that I'm going to do now we are going to pull our calendar grand prize winner. So today, during band class, during jazz band class, we pulled each calendar individual winners. And Tina Dye, our booster treasurer, is going to be out in the lobby after the show tonight, so you can go ahead and pick up those $25 gas cards. It was really exciting. I went and ordered 30 gas cards today at the gas station. They thought it was nuts, but it was a super fun time. And so you can pick up those after the program, and each individual student will see who won on their calendar. But now what we're going to do is we're going to first pick a ticket. So there are, if you bought 31, there's 31 tickets in there, one ticket, etc. We'll pick the number, and then we will draw the calendar itself. And there's some calendars that are blank. And so if that calendar is blank, then we're just going to do it all over again on that number. So Savannah, would you mind come helping me out for this? All right, so Savannah's going to first pick the winning number. Oh, maybe it's meant to be.
18.
Number 18, okay. So now we're going to, Savannah's going to reach in here and draw out the winning calendar. And hopefully that 18 square. Okay, then we're going to do that again. All right, so this one didn't have 18, so let's put the ticket back and we do it again. Savannah says it wasn't meant to be. All right. 15. All right. All right. This winning calendar was sold by Mr. Carter Heath, and our grand prize winner is Miss Jody Heath, number 15. Yeah, awesome. So, Jody, you can pick that up in the lobby with Tina Dye afterwards. So, thank you so much, Savannah. Congratulations. Okay, now back to the program. Thank you.
To our program, Mr. Dye wanted to program the next 3 pieces together. Although they are entirely separate, they are all connected with emotions. Amazing Grace is a well-known hymn from England. Its lyrics were written by the poet and clergyman John Newton and published in Olney Hymns in 1779. For many years, Newton's words would be fused with several different hymn versions. In 1835, the lyrics were dry and Nolan. The concert band would like to dedicate their performance of Amazing Grace tonight to anyone who has lost a loved one this past year. May this timeless melody bring you comfort in your grief and hope for a better day. Standridge. We wanted to share these in his own words to convey the importance of his message. Randall states, why I wrote Not Alone, many who live with mental health conditions experience a profound sense of isolation. Discussing these issues and more so, identifying as someone who lives with them, has been extremely taboo in our society. Thus, many suffer in silence, facing their troubles with no support. But as the title of this work implies, they are not alone. I live with depression and anxiety. I try to use my platform to normalize discussions about mental health and to help start conversations about this issue. Here are some statistics you may or may not be aware of. 1 in 5 adults in the United States experience mental health issues each year. 1 in 6 youth in the United States experience mental health issues each year. And 90% of completed suicides worldwide are attributable to mental illness, with suicide being the second leading cause of death in the United States. With statistics like this, it is shocking and frustrating that so many people are reluctant to acknowledge, discuss, and address these issues. Those of us that teach or have taught middle school and high school know that there is a need to address this issue at younger ages and to make such tools available to middle schools and developing high school ensembles. I decided to make this work as a consortium, expecting that there would be 20 to 30 schools that would support such a piece, 40 tops. The consortium included over 300 schools. This is an issue whose time has come, and the time is now. We need to talk about this, and we are going to talk about this. We are going to show them all that they are not alone. This work in the piece starts very softly, with both beauty and dissonance. The individual is aware that something is wrong, but is trying to bravely persist. A soloist introduces the main theme of the work, a bittersweet melody that is lovely and vulnerable. As the first segment continues, dissonant elements and a 3-note descending theme signals the onset of a mental health crisis. The second segment is manic and violent. The individual struggles with their condition as everything seems to be in darkness. The piece builds to a thunderous moment before dying away to a cloud of confusion. Their heartbeat is heard racing and then slowing. The individual is broken. The original theme sounds out again, unaccompanied, but others join in. The work rises to a triumphant climax as a sense of solidarity is achieved. The work ends with a soloist again, but more confident and with others there for support. Palmatoon Valley is part of a consortium that paid for this piece of music to be created, and you will find their name in the list of schools within that program. Solos will be played by Cecilia Hall on flute and Savannah Doherty on clarinet. Here is Randall Standridge's Not Alone. transitioned from a tragic but joyful story. Nicole was a recent graduate from a high school in Texas. Nicole has been battling with level 4 glioblastoma, a very aggressive form of brain cancer. She was 20 years old and had been moved into hospice care. To celebrate her, the composer Randall Standridge was asked to create a work in her honor. Illness is the thief of time. In spite of this, Nicole and her family had created a motto that they used to navigate this difficult time. Choose joy. We all have a Nicole in our life, don't we? For those of you that may have been touched by cancer, I am sure you can agree we never know how much time we are given on this earth. But life events such as these can put a lot of things in perspective. Too many people waste time in their lives choosing hate, choosing anger, or choosing misery. Do these emotions legitimately exist? Absolutely. But we are given an option every day to choose a new direction and a new focus. The Pymatuning Valley High School Concert Band thanks you for coming tonight, and we challenge you to choose joy.